This is Algebra 2, Lesson 9.2. Today we're going to talk about box plots and the 5-number summary. So, our 5-number summary consists of 5 numbers that illustrate the distribution of our number set. The minimum would be the lowest number, and the maximum would be the highest number. Those are pretty straightforward. We've actually already discussed the median. The median is the middle number. The next two are usually the most confusing. The lower quartile and the upper quartile, sometimes called Q1 and Q3. The word quartile stems from the word quarter. So if you think about the median splits it in the middle, the quartiles split your data at the quarters. It's important to note that the numbers have to be in order first, just like when finding the median. So you don't want to pick the first number if they're not in order. You want to put them in order and then pick the lowest number. And if you have 2 in the middle, then you have to mean those 2 numbers. And that's true for the quartiles as well. And then finally, you do not use the median in your quartile calculations. Okay, so we're going to do an example. Oh, I guess I got box plot first. So a box plot is a graphic that shows the distribution. You should have a number line first. And then the shape of the box plot shows us where the minimum is. And then we have a line that brings us to the first quartile. And then the median. And then the third quartile. And then the maximum. So this is just a mock-up, but we have the minimum here and the maximum here. We have the median at the center of the box, and then we have the first quartile and the third quartile at the outside of the boxes. So these values here, where that dot shows up, would show us where each of these values are. And we can stack our box plots that would use the same number line, so we'd have like 2 or 3 or 4 of them on top of each other to really show how the distribution of different data sets compare. Range is a data value that you can calculate by taking the maximum value and subtracting the minimum value. Interquartile range you would calculate by taking the third quartile and subtracting the first quartile. Okay, so for our example, I have a list of data that shows the number of marbles that 15 boys own. We're going to find the 5-number summary and then draw a box plot. So these values are already in order, so it's easy to determine the minimum and the maximum. To find the median, we're going to pair up and work our way towards the center of the data. I think I just messed up. Yep, here is my median. So I have 7 data values to the left, 7 data values to the right. That's the middle. So now to find my quartile. This is where, when we match up our data, we match up the 18 with the 61. We do not match up the 18 with the 68. We do not use the median when finding our quartile. But then we're going to continue just like finding the middle. We're finding the middle between the 18 and the 61. So 27 to 59, 34 to 54, and 52 is the first quartile. We're going to find the third quartile, or the third quarter mark, by matching up the top half of the data. 78 matches with 100. Again, we do not use the median value when we are going back to determine the quartiles. So my 5-number summary is 18, 52, 68, 87, and 100. I'm going to draw a box plot. And that starts with a number line. Then we're going to plot the 5 points from the 5-number summary. So this is 0, 10, 20, 18 would be just short of 20. 52, just high of 50. 60, 70, 68, just low of 70. 70, 80, 90, 87, just low of 90, and one right at 100. So it's important actually to have this number line here, because the point of a box plot is to show us how spread out the data is. And if we just draw the shape and add the numbers, we don't see where there's larger spaces or smaller spaces. So we really need the number line, otherwise it's not showing us the whole point of the data. We have one whisker going here, and we have one whisker going here. So this shows us that there's more data in this region because it's a smaller box, which means it's more condensed. And we have a longer whisker right here, so there's less data right here. But this box plot separates our data into 25%, 25%, 25%, 25%. And that's it for the notes. If you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, good luck on the exercises.